everyone can see and hear you. That's
Okay,
all.
now we're live. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome my special guest from Northern Iowa, cornerback Robbie Peterson Jr. Bro, how's it going, man?
I'm doing good, CJ. I'm doing good. How you doing?
Oh, doing so well, bro. Another Northern Iowa guy that I got on my guest, bro. It's got to be pretty honorable just to get some of you guys from this college, man.
Yeah, it is, man. I heard, I only been there a year, but I heard a lot of guys there. We usually got a decent amount that can produce very well.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. For those people who are not familiar with you, man, tell me who you are, man.
Robbie Peterson, Florida born and raised. Started my college career off at a Division III, where I also did track and field, mainly a jumper, triple high and long. And then I decided to transfer with one more year to focus on football. And then I got into Northern Iowa. Got there, put my head down, worked, and ended up earning a starting spot, and then started the whole year. And then now we're here getting ready for pro day.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. So it has to be like a pretty long journey, huh? Didn't you play during the COVID year, or was it, or you were just coming like prior to the COVID year?
I was also in college during the COVID year. We had at Division III 3 games in the spring to kind of get everybody going, but it was nothing serious.
Okay, so coming out of high school, was there like any other offers besides Northern Iowa, or that was it?
No, interest started picking up from a lot of schools. I'd say my first offer was from Southern Miss. Back then, they were dishing out a lot of offers, without not this nobody's school, but they did a lot of offers. Stetson was a small Division I FCS here, and then I had interest from other schools like Virginia Tech. I talked to. I went down to USF for a couple camps. I should have went to Yale for a couple camps. Some things happened that summer where I wasn't able to go to them, but I had a decent amount of interest from schools, and now I had to take Division III route to get back to where I'm at, and then just go from there.
Oh yeah, man, that's pretty cool. At least you got some offers. But what made you decide to go to Northern Iowa?
Uh, it was a couple schools for sure that reached out to me in the Missouri, not in the Missouri Valley, but FCS football. Mainly just because of their schedule. I mean, they played literally some of the top teams. I think in the Final Four this year, we had 3 teams from our conference that was in the Final Four for the championship. It felt like it was just more like a playoff thing for me, playing teams that actually are up to par and being able to put my talent against top talent, and then really just to go from there.
Okay, well, at least you got to be where you're at, but you can't go wrong with Northern Iowa. I mean, there's some good players who made it to the league coming out of that college.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what I was told for sure by Mark Farley coming in, the head coach. He stepped down last year, but he definitely mentioned that. All the players. He was like throwing me all the player names and who all made it to the league and how great they were, how great the culture was at Northern Iowa. And I mean, compared to a lot of other schools and what is expected from Northern Iowa athletes. He really just brought me in, basically through all of that and took a couple visits to go check him out, and I just
Oh
like
yeah, for
where
sure. I mean, I like that you're a pretty big, lengthy cornerback, man. You got that size to play at the next level. So, what was the coverage that you guys played at Northern Iowa?
Uh, it was a little mix of everything. I'll say quarters was our base, and then we went, to cover three here and there, a couple man series throughout the game, depending on the team that we're playing. And then a lot of teams, down in the Missouri Valley kind of sit in that quarters cover too, like kind of look majority of the time. And that's where we sit at all year.
Okay, so that can relate to the next level. Since you're a big, lengthy cornerback, you would probably fit well on certain team schemes. I mean, was it like, were you more comfortable playing the zone, man, or whatever they put you at?
Honestly, I'm comfortable with whatever, no doubt. But I mean, obviously, zone to kind of give you a quick little break, let you breathe a little bit, just because you sit back in the zone, you got help from a lot of people. But I'm comfortable with playing man or zone. To be honest, I don't have a problem with either one of them.
Oh, okay. So, was there like any other NFL teams you met with before this interview?
Uh, Honestly, not really. I went down to the Tropical Bowl. They had a Tropical Bowl and a Tropical Stardom. They kind of was something a little linked together. They was trying something new this year. I went down to that. Kind of just took it upon myself to go talk to some scouts, and nobody really came to me. Nobody knew me. Nobody know me just yet, I should say. Um, but not as much as other people have.
I mean, I would figure at some point they'll check you out. I mean, I guess under the radar is a good thing. Maybe they're trying to low key trying to sneak you in or something.
Hey, if that's the case, I ain't even mad at him. I'm not mad
Yeah,
at him.
can't. I mean, can't be. But looking at your tape, you seem more draftable at the next level. So I would think you would fit well on a team that would run a good system. I think you would play very well.
I agree. I agree. No doubt. Hey, man, I just don't know what the future hold right now. Pro Day coming up March 24th. A lot of big things. I plan on doing at the Pro Day, and we just gonna go from there and let everything be in the man's hands.
Okay, so who do you model yourself after?
Uh, Honestly, I had to think about that question a lot. I literally had to ask some teammates who they kind of see me, kind of like how I play. And honestly, a couple of the teammates, the style that I play here and there, just having a little bit of lengthness. Some people just say they kind of remind them of Sauce, and then you got a couple other dudes that say more like bigger corners, like you got Jalen Ramsey, Patrick Surtain, a couple of those guys. I kind of start to try to focus on, those guys mainly because they're bigger corners, 6'2", 6'3", heavy set guys, and I'm obviously trying to get my weight up and do all the good stuff. So I kind of been focusing my game more on those guys. Now that people told me that, I can kind of envision it now and kind of see it, and then I just go from there. To be honest.
Okay, that's a good way to put yourself in that kind of conversation. Patrick Surtain is like one of the top corners out there. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. I think from watching your tape, you kind of have a little bit of what you look from Jalen Ramsey a little bit.
You think so?
Yeah, a little bit. Like he's a little physical in his certain attack. The way you cover, you kind of like stay. You're kind of aggressive at your coverage a bit,
Hmm.
and I think that's a good compliment too. But like you said, Patrick Surtain plays very good too. I mean, you got Ramsey. Maybe I'll go way back. Maybe Chris Colliver. That guy was a little scrappy,
Yep.
a little good.
Me and my coach definitely talked about them track team. My track team coaches was a lot of big football fans, so he always talked
Yeah.
about other corners and BDs.
But yeah, the competition you play, man, it seems more like teams should be able to look at your tape and all that stuff. So, what do you take away from all those years in college that you need to improve on going into the NFL?
Uh, I'll say especially starting off young, if you think a little bit off football, but it obviously plays a lot, playing corner. Just a mindset, just going out there, being a lot confident in yourself, like I said, going from Division 3 to Division 1, I had to, gain some type of confidence to have a little bit of trust in myself to do what I'm doing. Um, and then I'll just say on the field, I thought last year my biggest thing I wanted to improve on was tackling. And being in Missouri Valley Conference, it's a lot of running going on, and I feel like I, achieved one of those goals to improve my tackling, and it got a lot better from previous years at a smaller school. And I mean, those two things I'll take away the most. I'll say.
Yeah, it's a lot to work on. So from watching your game, are you quite more of a trash talker, or are you more of a guy lets your play do the talking?
I played through the talking. I ain't gonna lie, but if it get to a point where it's like you kind of doing a little too much, then I'll talk to you. We'll keep going from there. But I don't initially get out there and try to get in your head on. I try to stay in my own head. Playing corner. I know some people make it look easy, but I know I gotta stay locked in for a little bit, and then if you're doing a little too much talking for no reason, I'm gonna talk with you too. I'm not just gonna sit there the whole time.
Yeah. Like, playing cornerback has to be a little difficult position because you got to have confidence and you got to erase the next play if it's bad or not. So it's like something that you got to feel confident about. And what really stands out about playing cornerback, just from perspective, you can actually kind of mind game the receiver a little bit, frustrate him a little bit off his game.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that's always the goal. But I just try not to do it a little too much because I might throw myself off my own game. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's why I'm more of just I get out there, cool, calm, just vibing, and then just let the game go from there. And then wherever it goes.
Yeah, wherever it goes from there. But I just feel like that's kind of the advantage for some DBs. If they do
Yeah,
that, they can win that battle over the head mentally to where they kind of frustrate them a little bit. I
I agree.
mean, yeah. But how do you prepare for your games, or how do you do your preparation for like film study and all that stuff before you play your game?
Honestly, this year was probably I mean, obviously I'm at a high level, Um, this year, I think I definitely improved that a lot too. We kind of what we did in our corner room was we all had a packet basically, all our athletes that were playing this week, quarterback, receivers, running backs. kind of jotting down what they're good at, what they're not good at, their reads, all of that good stuff, their speed, their releases, everything. So basically, everything a receiver is trying to do, everything a QB is trying to do, we got a list of things right here, and we're gonna go through film, list it out, come back, talk about it. Obviously, get the game plan from the head coach in DC, and then from there, I just do my best to try to really just keep watching tape, trying to see if I can find any small thing that'll help me out for the game coming up. And then after that, I mean, it's ball game. It's time to play.
Oh yeah, man. See, that's the kind of attitude I like. So even as a player who's been through some circumstances, I mean, we'll go with common sense questions with something like, relatable to football. Like, let's say you have a quitter on your guys' team. How do you deal with somebody who's just not sold with the team?
Uh, that's a good question. I would say, I mean, starting off, I was a captain on a couple of teams, so we kind of had to deal with a lot of stuff. But at first, I give bro a chance. We'll try to, figure it out. Basically just figure out what's going on with him. But honestly, if you want to quit, you want to quit. I mean, we trying to win something. We can't sit here and focus on you the whole time. You're a grown man. We all in college now, so especially at the next level, you really a grown man. So I mean, if a dude really, really wanted to quit, um, and if I'm answering this question right, by you mean quitting, like you mean quitting off the team, right, or just quitting, giving up on plays?
Like okay, for a quitter, like let's put it like he's on the field and he refuses to go out there because of his lack of playing time, and plus they wanted to put him out there for this situation because
Okay.
of an injury. How would you feel about somebody who was a Devondre Campbell on this football team that just completely
Uh,
just walked out, didn't care?
Selfish. I mean, put somebody else in. To be honest, we gotta try to win the game. The game could be on the line, whatever it is. If you want to be selfish, I mean, you could just sit on the sideline. There's no need for you to be out there. And then coming down the line, next week, if you still doing the same thing, I don't know, the head coach or the corner room, the corner coach, you got to really take care of that or something, because then you're taking away from the other players and putting bad energy in the room.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. That's a good way to put it. Let's say you do. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's rare you get this in the sidelines, but let's say for like a teammate going into the sidelines with, the miscommunication, they're not on the same page. It's getting to a point where it's altercation. It's pretty emotional. Let's say one of your DBs and the other DBs just not going, like seeing eye to eye on certain assignments. And you know how they say, hey, you were supposed to cover this side, or why weren't you on this position? And
Mm-hmm.
it's out of hand where they're just arguing. How do you kind of separate or kind of stop the incident from happening?
I mean, I feel like me and my presence just stepping in, because you don't know me personally, but I don't really say much as it is already. So the minute I do say something, no matter what it is, it's like I must really mean it. So I mean, I'm gonna obviously step in, try to separate both, try to get them to lock in. But I mean, if it's a play and somebody messing up on it, we're gonna grab that tablet on the sideline. We're gonna sit down and prove to you that you just messed up and that you need to get right. You can't. I mean, if you, I know I'm not your coach, but I mean, you got to be coachable to some of the athletes around there with you too, because we need you on the field. We need you to do your part. So
Yeah, especially especially a guy who's a captain or a leader, you gotta put them accountable, or at least try to step in as the bigger brother and say, "Hey, man, this needs to cut it off, man. We need to stop it and focus on the next series or something."
yeah.
It's kind of a bit of emotional at times where they get frustrated with these plays, but you just gotta keep encouraging them. Say, hey, man, we'll get it next play or next series.
Mm-hmm.
Just relax, all that stuff. It can be a little out of hand sometimes. So
So,
I
definitely.
mean, it's pretty emotional. But let's say you guys are down by multiple touchdowns going into halftime. What would be your best way to get this team rallied up to just come from behind and win this ball game?
Man, I'm gonna go in that locker room. I'm gonna do my best to talk to wherever we need to pick it up at. I mean, if we down multiple touchdowns and it's on the defense, most likely. I mean, not saying it couldn't have came from anything else, but I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna do my best to talk to y'all, to try to get everybody on game, and then we just gonna have to go back out there and just handle business. Cause at that point, that's all you really can do is go in there. Some people you gotta understand your teammates too, though. Like if you got a teammate that shut down, you yelling at them. All we can really do is just talk to you. We can't really go in there and just yell at you the whole time, because then you're gonna continue to shut down. But if I got teammates who I know I can yell at, and I know he not gonna take it so personal, then that's just what's gonna happen. And then most respectful. I'm just trying to be respectful to you, but that's just how we gonna handle it. That's the only way you can handle it. I ain't gonna lie. But if it get further than that, and dudes trying to fight and all that, you're doing too much. You need to lock. It's a game that we need to lock in and just handle business, do what we
Yeah,
got.
you got to balance it with certain individuals. Everybody's different, but there's different ways how you can approach them and all that stuff. So, but okay, so I mean, looking at how you match up, so you play cornerback for quite a while, and I know you probably get some of these little like kind of sometimes you might get some interaction with some of these wide receivers. They may get a little too out of petty a little bit. How do you deal with a receiver who's trying to like get physical with you or trying to cheap shot you? How do you deal with that kind of circumstances?
If I'm being honest, because I definitely came through a couple of people like at a Division 3 level, and a couple actually one game this year Division 1 level at Northern Iowa. If I'm being honest, I can't just let you just out try to bully me, whatever it is. I'm gonna stand 10. I'm gonna stand for me too. So like, not saying I'm gonna be out there fighting you on the field. I ain't doing all that. I ain't trying to get kicked out. But I'm gonna let you know I'm here, and then you gonna have to feel me the next play. Like regardless of if you
Oh,
getting the ball or not. Like if you just trying to block me, you gonna have to feel me the next play. I don't even care if you getting it. You gonna get hit hard. I'm not. That's
yeah.
just how I'm gonna have to handle that. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it's like you're doing a good thing. You're frustrating that receiver because he's not getting too much separation. You're all over his face, and he's at a point where he's losing his cool, and he's just trying to like say, you know what, I'm just going to take a cheap shot on this guy, frustrate him a little bit.
Yeah, I ain't with that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I hope the ref catch that one. I keep it a buck.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I like the attitude, bro. You ain't no pushover. I can just tell that you got a little feisty, little competitiveness, man. So, what kind of music do you listen to during the game that gets you pumped up for the game, man?
Man, I definitely listen to a little bit of Rod Wave before a game. It depends on the song. I listen to Lil Baby. It really just depends, young boy. It depends on the mood I'm feeling before the game. I kind of do a little bit of the throwbacks and football songs that we might hear at games when we was kids and stuff. I kind of have a couple of those in the playlist, just letting them play, and then that's really it. It's basically just a bunch of rap music, to be honest. And depending on my mood that I'm in, the
Oh yeah,
artist.
for sure. So that's kind of that. I mean, you got your own kind of music that goes with the flow. You know, you just got to get something that gets you pumping or something. So it's like
Yeah.
that's how it goes. But outside of football, what are you as a person? Like,
Well, I'm an older brother for sure. I can tell you that. I'll say, um, well, like I said, older brother. So I look at it like I'm a leader. Uh, just somebody who always really just trying to handle business. From being honest, I got a lot of family members. I got 15 brothers and siblings. I got a lot. So
a lot of siblings. Damn, that's a lot.
yeah, and I'm the fourth oldest out of everybody, so I kind of gotta, be on point with a lot of things. And I know they look up to me to do, what I'm doing. So I just always kind of try to handle business, try to be there if anybody need me, especially family. Don't mind helping anybody else out outside of that. And I'm just always chilling. To be honest, I don't really, do too much.
So, what's the difference from growing up in Florida just from going to Iowa? What's the different kind of environment that you kind of experience?
Um, I would say when it comes to the environment, and the people, I feel like it's a lot more people supporting you, for you, especially out of state. In state, it's kind of people just, doing it sometimes just because it's popular to support a guy or whoever it is. Definitely cold up north, obviously. That's a lot different. I had to adjust to that a lot and get a lot of hand warmers and jackets and all that good stuff. And I mean, other than that, I feel like like I said before, I just feel like a lot of people up north are a lot more genuine compared to some people down south. No offense to nobody if I, not trying to offend nobody, but that's just kind of how I see it.
Yeah, I like honesty. You're being straightforward. I mean, what's wrong with being with the way you're saying it? I mean, yeah, I heard Iowa. There's not really much to do out there. It's pretty cold out there, and but I guess going to Florida is kind of like having the fun time of your life. Depends on what area you go to. But
Yeah.
ooh, I like this question. I don't know, like, what's your preference? Win Dixie or Publix?
Definitely Publix. I don't know why I almost said when Dixie. Down here when Dixie been not saying, out of service, but nah, Publix it's been Publix for everything. I'm not gonna lie to you, since I was a kid. Publix when I got up north and they didn't have Publix, I was definitely flabbergasted. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was not in the mood for it. Publix is definitely where to go. Those pub subs, everything, fruit, all that good stuff. Publix got it.
Yeah, can't go wrong with it. But like, as far as like what's like your favorite type of food you like to eat? Just like maybe on your cheat meal that you would probably be fine with.
On the cheat meal, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, some people consider pizza a cheat meal or not, but I love Papa John's pizza. That's just me. I like to put bacon, sausage, pepperoni on it. That's my go-to every time.
Oh, Papa John's can't go wrong with it. I tried it one time, but they don't even have that location where I'm at anymore. They used to have it a while back, but I guess business wasn't quite good anymore.
That and you said you out west like Cali area?
No, it was gone like decades ago. We used to have a Papa John's around my city, but they got rid of that, and that was probably the only one we had. But it was like gone. But I guess the closest thing I get is probably like well, we got this place called Guy's Pizza, which is pretty cool. It's like pretty decent. But the one like if you were ever around my city, the more popular pizza we probably get is Me and Ed's.
Okay, I never heard of it, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty
it's a
sure
thing on the West
it's
Coast that
good.
we got is Me and Ed's. We got Mountain Mike's, pretty common. Like if you ever come to San Francisco, you'll see that the Niners are the proud sponsor of Mountain Mike's. Then you
Okay,
have Round Table Pizza's another one.
hey, I never heard of none of this.
Yeah, they got some good ones. But I guess if we're asking what kind of pizza you probably like, would you prefer the Chicago deep dish or the New York style?
The New York style. I definitely rather the New York style.
Yeah. So I guess I mean I'm sure you're not quite too much of a fast food person because I know you got to balance your diet. But if you had to choose something, McDonald's or Burger King, what's your go-to?
Out of those two,
Yeah, like your go-to kind of like meal that you would probably go to like between McDonald's or Burger King if you had to choose which one.
it'll be McDonald's. I'm definitely just gonna get a 10-piece nugget every time. The whole meal got to be fresh out of the grease every single time. Not gonna lie to you.
Man, it seems like everybody picks that answer McDonald's all the time.
Over
I mean,
Burger
you can't
King.
go wrong with it. The breakfasts are good. I
If
mean the
you
nuggets are
said
fine. Don't get me wrong.
if you said McDonald's or Chick-fil-A, then I'd have said Chick-fil-A. But this said
Okay.
McDonald's and Burger King. I don't eat Burger King. I mean, I eat Burger King for the breakfast here and there, but it's rare. That's real rare.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good ones, but like, okay, so I guess if you had to go to a go-to shopping place, like let's say Walmart or Target, which would be your go-to place?
Walmart. I'm just used to go. I've been going to Walmart forever. And on top of that, if you end up with a girlfriend, you gotta stay away from Target. So Walmart, I'm cool with Walmart.
Low
Walmart.
prices, man. You can't go wrong with it. I mean, even Target, it's kind of cool, but I think there's a difference there. But I guess if we had to choose between Coke or Pepsi, it's always kind of been the thing. Which is better, the red or the blue? Which one?
I'm being honest. Well, I haven't had a soda in a while, but I'll probably go Coke. My grandma used to always, both of my grandmas always had Coke, and that's just what I'm used to. The other one usually had a little bit of Dr. Pepper, but if it's out of Coke and Pepsi, I say Coke.
Yeah, man. See, I'm getting to know you a little more as a person and see what you are because I know a lot of football fans, when they get to know who you are for whatever team you go to, man, they're gonna say, "Okay, now we know what this guy could be."
Yeah, for
But
sure.
so like, what kind of stuff do you like watching? Like, there's got to be other interest that catches your attention, like like other sports, like other
Mhm.
sports in general, like maybe basketball, wrestling, or what other sports interest you the most?
Definitely basketball. Not gonna lie to you, I don't watch baseball like that. I don't know as much about baseball just because all of my family members played either football, basketball, or some type of track going on. So those are kind of the main three sports I'll say that I watch more than anything else. Don't know nothing about hockey. None of that. Just really just football, basketball, and track. If I'm to be honest.
For sure, not even wrestling.
Nah. It's crazy because our school, Northern Iowa, we got one of the top wrestling programs. I mean, if I was up there now, I'd probably go watch a couple matches and stuff just because how big everything is right now. But I think they're top. I'm pretty sure they're still top 10 right now in the country for
Oh
North.
yeah. Well, I mean, like I'm talking like pro wrestling in general, not the
Oh, my
amateur
bad,
stuff.
my bad. Nah, nah, and it's crazy because you talking about like WWE wrestling?
Or yeah, any wrestling promotion. It could be
Uh,
WWE or AEW, TNA, or Japan or Mexico,
I
Puerto
mean, we
Rico,
used to
whatever
watch
they
a lot
got.
of WWE SmackDown growing up. My grandma, in the front room, always eating after school, whatever, watching it. But it's crazy that we mentioned that because we got a couple guys. I know we got a dude named Carlito that trains at a Trench Academy where I'm training at. And one night, Monday, he's doing WWE somewhere out of state, and then the next morning he's back in the gym every time. So I just thought that
Yeah,
was because we always see him in the gym, and then next thing you know, he on TV.
yeah. For years, I guess Iowa's been known to have a good amateur wrestling program, which is true. I mean, I've seen how they made a lot of good talent over the years when it comes to wrestling, and
Oh yeah,
mostly some football players too. So,
yeah. They
ooh,
actually.
Kenny's got a good one too, but I guess we can wait. Wait, my bad.
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, they real good. We got some of the top wrestlers right now in the country.
Okay.
Um,
Let's see, Dr. Pepper and RC Cola. Man, I guess we're going one more soda battle. I guess Dr. Pepper or RC Cola. I mean,
Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper.
it wasn't even a question, man. Because I guess some people have that taste of Dr. Pepper, but man, I mean, if I had to choose between Dr. Pepper or root beer, which I don't really like neither one, I would probably have to go with Dr. Pepper because at least with the root beer,
Uh,
it's just I don't know. Root beer just doesn't seem like a good taste to me.
nah, I'll go root beer on that one. I'll go root beer. If
All
I
right.
can say what I used to probably like more than other sodas growing up was root beer compared to a lot of sodas.
I mean, the only thing that goes good with the root beer is when you have that vanilla ice cream and put it into like certain. It has a good taste to it, but really, dude, I just don't like the taste of what it has on it, bro. I don't know. It's just a weird taste to me.
It's that root beer float for you, man. I'm
Yeah,
telling
that's the only good thing about it is the root beer float, or else I wouldn't bother with it. But yeah,
you.
I mean, there's different kind of stuff that you kind of enjoy, but like. For those NFL teams that you meet with, man, what would you tell those 32 teams like why they should draft you?
I'll tell them they should draft me because obviously, I mean, I wouldn't say obviously because they don't know me, but hard working, dedicated to what I got going on, really just trying to make something happen, for me and mine. I mainly just look for opportunity and I'll do my best to take advantage of it, no matter how I get it. I don't care how I get it. I don't care if it's a mini camp invite. As long as I get my foot in the door, I'm gonna kick the door down right after that. So that's what I really over the past few interviews. That's kind of what I really sought on when asked this question.
Oh, I like the attitude, man. That's gonna have to get teams to pay attention to you for sure. But like, what's like your best overall game that you can look back and say, you know what, that might be the best game I've ever played.
Oh, let's see. I had some good games. I had some alright games. Uh, I'll say I thought I was doing pretty well when we played against Nebraska. I thought I held my own for a while. I thought I had a pretty good game. I mean, we went. That was a game we kind of went a little bit of majority man, and then that's when we started trying to mix a little bit of our zone stuff into it. But I'll say our Nebraska game was, pretty good. I mean, I didn't really get any targets for real. I got one, which didn't get completed, and didn't really see no more. So I think my playing against Nebraska in front of 90,000, almost 100,000 people for the first time in my life, coming from a D3 was pretty cool, and I take that. I'll take that one any day.
Oh man, playing against Nebraska, that competition is impressive because, like you said, they only threw it one time on your direction. So you were probably the most respectable cornerback that they didn't want to throw the ball to.
I would hope so, but they'll never tell you though. I definitely will hope so. That's what that meant.
I mean, one target your direction, bro. That kind of says a lot about you. They're trying to avoid your direction, so you're that one guy on the island that they don't want to throw the ball to.
Yeah, for sure. I figured a lot of teams, no matter what, other outside of Nebraska, anybody we played, felt like I was gonna get a lot of targets because I came from a D3. They obviously gonna see that scouting report, but I actually didn't get as many. I mean, they tried it a couple times and it didn't work, no matter what the team was. Some people it worked. I mean, some people, got their 1-2, but then I still got mine back. So at the end of the day, it really cancel each other. To being honest.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, is there a Pacific wide receiver that you look forward to locking down, man?
Honestly, nobody specific because everybody at the higher level, I think pretty good receivers. I feel like it'll just be a good experience, being fun, being out there, and you know just doing my best to lock whatever receiver down I line up against. Don't have a preference to be honest, but I don't know. That's just me. I don't got a preference for receivers, if I'm being honest.
Okay, so that's got to be more of a. It doesn't matter who you face as long as you do your job. Is what it seems like the way you're saying it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't got it. That's just me. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me.
Yeah. So going into your pro day, what's the main goal you want to accomplish so all those other teams can pay attention to you?
Uh, let's see. I mean, obviously we're gonna do all the footwork stuff, but they're here for. the testing. Being that I am a jumper, I look to have a great vertical broad. I basically just look to test out very well. 40 vert broad, all the cone drills, 225. I just look to test very well, not to leave no type of table unturned for the scouts. Being that I came from a smaller school to an FCS school, I just want to be able to produce, put on pro day, and then just see what they're talking about after the fact.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure looking at your size and looking at how you play your competition, I think it matters if they like you in any other way. But the NFL will find a way to find you. It doesn't matter where you play at. So it's like you can play in the smallest school as long as at some point they find you.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's what I was told, even at the Division 3 level. As long as you good, they'll figure out a way to find you.
So I guess from what Kenny's saying, vertical and broad jump. So you must be very explosive, huh?
I would say yeah, no doubt. I definitely say that. And that just come from the whole, track background that I finished up in college and stuff like that. Don't have
So
exact numbers right now. Don't have
yeah,
exact numbers right now, but
yeah. So I'm thinking like in your 40 time, I'm guessing you run in between the 4.3s, huh?
yeah, somewhere in the 4.3s. Obviously, I mean, who wouldn't love to get a low 4.3? I won't pinpoint anything at all. I'll be honest, but the goal obviously is to run somewhere within the 4.3s, and then hopefully everything else just fall in line.
Yeah, I've heard some rumors that you might have ran a sub 4.3. I don't know if it's true.
No rumors
Something was
just
thrown
yet.
out there. They were saying that you were like you were one of the fastest guys on the team.
Hey man. Definitely, I agree. Definitely one of them for sure. That sub 4.3, that would be nice. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's always the goal though, to
It's
get lower
always the
than
goal. But
4.3.
I'm just saying there was like low key or rumors when I looked up your name and it says that you were like your speed projection was somewhere in the 4.29s or 4.3 range.
hmm I never seen it, but I see why they say that. Not gonna lie to you. I won't.
I
I
mean, you
won't.
said you ran track, so you got to have some kind of speed.
Yeah, ran track. Mainly the 4x1, but I'm still out there sprinting and all of the sprints and stuff we do before we take these triple and long jumps and all that good stuff really set me up for my 40 times. And uh, like I said, training's been good. Numbers don't got exact numbers for you, but splits and all that good stuff's been looking pretty good. And I definitely looking forward to running hopefully a low 4.3 or even a sub 4.3. That's the goal.
That's the goal. See, I like the mindset, man. Even I'm trying to hype you up a little more on that. Well, I mean, I looked it up. I think it says that you kind of are low key kind of a guy that could surprise people, but maybe in between a sub 4.3. I don't know. It's like sometimes
Mhm.
there's those guys with big size that got that rangy speed or something.
Yeah, it's that stride. That's what it is. It be that stride, and then you a little bit explosive. That's all you really need.
Yeah, for sure, man. So whatever happens from here, man, it's gonna be worth the process. All that work that you put in all throughout your college career is gonna finally pay off. The opportunity will present itself, bro. Whatever you did at Northern Iowa, you're going into the next level to make it to the big boys, like they say.
Yep. We is, man. I'm just proud to be where I'm at today.
So, has there been any other players from the NFL that have reached out to you and gave you some advice of what to expect?
None at all. I kind of just got, college athletes that I been around or throughout my city, even the ones I'm training with. But mainly the older guys who kind of just talk about pro day, combine, all that good stuff, kind of where you want your head to be at, and kind of how to expect your adrenaline to be high, expect numbers to be a lot better than you expected when going in, just because how high your adrenaline is. And that's really just the main thing. I don't know anybody personally, to be honest, in the league. Um, so everybody that I know is either coaches at, a couple higher levels that probably coached me sometime throughout my career, or just players that I've been around in my city.
Oh, for sure. So, let's put it like a recruit kind of thing. Why should some future football players or students go to Northern Iowa, man? I got to be sold.
Uh, to be honest, I'll say go to Northern Iowa because it was a big thing for me. If you just want to play against, quality teams, like literally, Northern Iowa is in the Missouri Valley. Technically, to some coaches, and I would say everybody, but some coaches, and I've seen articles that they look at the Missouri Valley like it's the SEC of FCS football. So, in my eyes, if you want to play against top talent, whether it's a running back, receiver, there's a couple quarterbacks in there that I thought were pretty good. if you want to play against that and you're trying to get tape together for your future, I would say go to Northern Iowa.
For sure, man. That you can't go wrong. I mean, there's some guys that are pretty damn talented. I mean, there's even one Hall of Famer that came from that college.
Yep, it definitely is. It definitely is. That's a
Yeah.
good spot to be. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of these players that come from this college in Iowa, even from Northern Iowa. You got Iowa, then Iowa
Mhm.
State. I mean, even my coach, he once played in a college called William Penn, which is somewhere down
Yep,
Iowa. He
it
was a
is.
wrestler,
Oh, he
but
wrestled there?
yeah, he used to be a wrestler. He used to be a wrestler for William Penn, which is down Iowa.
Yeah, I know where it's at. It's NAIA. My brother actually, he's a year older than me. My brother went to William Penn before I transferred up to Iowa. He's a year before me, but he went to William Penn. He did track, so he was
Yeah,
there for a while
he,
doing that.
at one point, I think at one point he was pretty good in the competition. His name was Chauncey Coleman. He was one of them dudes. But I remember the one time, I guess when I broke his record, he was being too hard on me. After that,
Mhm.
he wasn't being nice to me because after I broke that record, man, he gave me some hard time in wrestling, man. But then he kind of just like said, dude, he says, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like how you broke my record, man. I didn't like how you did. I'll be honest, but he says I respect you, but it kind of rubbed me how you got your first match and you just made it look easy.
Yeah, he was a little butthurt, but that's how it be sometimes. I mean, you training somebody that's doing a little better than you were back then. It's just hard.
Yeah, but I just never really really paid attention to the records like that, bro. I just competed, just like didn't even notice it. Like once I found out about the record the following day, I'm like, so what was the record? And then they told me, oh, you just broke the record by 1 second.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
And then
and
you
then
think
I
about
guess the next
seven.
day when I saw the coach, man, he was giving me a hard time because he said, "Oh, dude," he says, "You that record seems tainted, man." And then he was just giving me a hard time about it, but he was just messing with me. But
Hey, sometimes things come when it's unexpected. Just out there,
yeah, but
just
he,
being
but
you.
I mean, I may not be in that same level as him at all, bro, because he played at a college level in Iowa, bro. So I can't really say anything about it because I always told him, bro, at least you made it to a big school.
Yeah, that's what I be telling some people too. Everybody be complaining about certain stuff. Like when I got, the Northern Iowa, little dudes, not little dudes, but dudes complaining about, maybe stuff they get. And I'm like, bro, I just came from a D3. Like, hold on, we don't get nothing. You complaining about some cleats and some gloves that we had to pay for every year. Like, it should
Yeah.
be little stuff like that. And I'd be like, at least y'all started off at a big school and all that good stuff.
All right, so I guess one last question we can put into like do you and your DBs kind of do like friendly competition to where you guys say who gets the most picks or tackles or all that in the season or what?
We tried to do a little something like that because we actually had a rotation with two other corners that will rotate everybody. We'll try to rotate everybody in, or at least one other corner that'll get in there. It actually wasn't as big. It's crazy because at my D3 we did that, and it paid off a lot for the DB room because we all finished with I think our defense finished with 21 interceptions that year. But at Northern Iowa, it wasn't as big as it was there, to be honest. I think we were just more excited for each other when we made a play. If I'm just being honest, it wasn't really a crazy competition how it was at my D3 school for some reason.
But at least you guys had fun with it at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, those my boys for sure. We always hung out. I don't know what it was, but
Yeah, I gotta say I got some good history with some of these Northern Iowa guys, especially last year I got the defensive lineman. I forget his name, but it's like I
Chris
had so
Boyd.
many people, but he was I think he was a pretty solid defensive lineman, but I had two of them the previous year, and then I had Benny Sapp Jr. a couple years ago.
Okay, are you talking about I know last year, or was it? It was last year, if I'm not mistaken. Christian Boyd. Not sure if you. He's
No,
on
I
the
didn't get
Saints
Christian
now.
Boyd. The other defensive line was another guy, but he wasn't quite a big name. His last name was Rice.
I know. I forgot his first name. I know exactly who you're talking about. Though I was
Yeah,
at
his
the
name was
game.
Rice. Came from Kansas. He came from Kansas City, but played for you guys.
Okay, I
And
think
then
I.
Benny Sapp Jr. was somebody I drafted. That was like interview a couple years ago, also. But hey,
Safety.
but you happened to make the list, so that's cool.
That is cool. That is cool being there with them guys and
Yeah. Yeah,
just
for
kind of.
sure, man. But hey, man, I definitely appreciate your time. I know you got a lot of training. So for those people who want to reach out to you for an interview or anything like that, tell them where they can find your social media platform.
You can find me on Instagram. My first Robbie Pete underscore is my IG handle. Uh, not sure if I should throw my number out there right now, but you can reach me on IG. You can reach me on Twitter also. I, I don't know why I'm having a brain fart in my Twitter handle right now, but
It took you weeks to get back to me. That's what it was, man. And you said, "Oh, my bad."
hey, it's crazy because I literally was not on Twitter like at all. But definitely can reach out to me though on IG at Robbie P underscore. I'll say that's the best spot to reach out to me. I am on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. I just handle is I just can't remember it right now.
It's understandable, man. No sweating, man. It's just, but in all seriously, bro, I'm definitely rooting for you. Hopefully, you succeed at the next level. Whatever team happens, make the most of your opportunity. But let's make a deal. If you somehow end up in the red and gold, you're gonna have to make a second appearance just for the faithful to see
Okay.
who you are. I want to at least kind of give you the introduction. This is just for all 32 teams for right now, just for
Mhm.
all those fans to know who you are first. But if you somehow end up in San Francisco, there's got to be a second appearance at least.
I got you. I got you for sure, GG. I got you. No doubt.
All right, for sure. For everybody else, this is Robbie Peterson Jr., man. This is a lockdown in northern Iowa, man. Do not mess with this guy. He's a dog. He don't mess around. He ain't no pushover, man. You wide receivers better stop crying because Robbie Peterson will put you on lockdown, man. That's for sure, man. But hey, man, I thank you for your time, bro. I just gotta hype you up, man. Make you feel good, man.
For sure that. Appreciate that, CG.
Oh yeah, for sure. And thank you guys for tuning in.